Hey guys, DeathMog91 here. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about Sword Art Online, and we're going through, or Sword Art Online 2 more accurately. I'm only gonna go through the first like 14 episodes of the series because it's the Gunglade or Online arc is what I'm gonna call it. The GGO arc. So Kiros ends up getting thrown, has to go back into Gunglade Online because two people have been killed by a guy going by the name Death Gun, who they is targeting specific professionals of GDO, and Kiros is sent in there to try to find out who Death Gun is and try to prevent him from killing unnecessary people because killing's just bad. Bad. Nothing to say about that. So GTO is essentially a Call of Duty uh, Battlefield kind of game where this is the best I can describe it for anyone who hasn't seen the anime yet. Where you have the option to buy guns, customize the guns however you like them, and you kind of have more of a open world feel. So it's kind of makes it like Borderlands at the same time too, which is the which is one of the only other games I could really compare it to, just because I know this is an anime, but to compare it to video games, this is kind of what I'm coming off with the top of my head. But you basically have any kind of class you want to create, or just in general, then you essentially can modify it any way you want. You earn credits through the game. It's not credits, but basically you can earn credits in the game to go through and buy different things. Then, different weapons, different armor, and whatnot. But you can also trade that cash or the coins, we're gonna call it, because that's really what I would call it. Uh, you can trade the coins in for actual cash in the real world, which is kind of which puts this on the gray end of real things. It's like, okay, you could make a couple hundred grand a month playing this game and being really good. Um, then yeah, so you get starts off episode one. Uh, no, damn it, I just Kiros ends up going through and gets put. He agrees to work out and or go in, find out who the hell is Death Gun, who's the main villain in this. Which I'm not gonna go and spoil who Death Gun is at the end of this because I don't want to spoil shit for you guys. And he essentially gets to go in. He doesn't know anything, and he runs into a sniper known as Shion, who ironically also shares the same name as one of the main characters from Xenosaga. Just saying that was kind of ironic, that part, just for a little fact I know. So, Shion is one of the best snipers in the world. She's in like the top, she's like in the top 20 players of this game. Uh, but Shion had a really tragic experience in the real world when she was a kid. There was a man trying to rob a bank. He had a gun pulled out. The gun was pointed at a woman who I'm not gonna spoil anything with that. Who something happened with her. Um, Shion. Well, what's her real name? Damn it. Uh. Oh, it's a soy or Assad. I'm butchering it. I know that. Ends up. Okay, we're just gonna call it Shion. Ends up going through and kill or not kill. Ends up going through and kills the gunman because she ends up biting his hand. The gun falls, and she ends up getting the gun. She shoots the guy. Then the guy's still coming after her. She shoots him again, and from there, she shoots. He's still coming after her after being shot twice in the chest. It's like, dude, give it up. You should be. You're not dead, but you're just like there. She ends up shooting one more time. She ends up killing him, and she gets bullied. She has symptoms with real life guns where she can't. She freaks out if she holds one, even if it's a fake toy gun. After this incident, which I don't blame her because that's traumatic for any kid. But yeah, so you kind of find all of that out in the first 3 episodes. She also has a friend named Koichi Shimoa who has been playing this game with her for a long time. And yeah, no, so that works out pretty fine. Uh, Kiros ends up running into her after he's been offered a ton of cash for his character. Because I guess he has a really rare character for some reason, which is kind of funny. Um, Shion ends up helping him out. He ends up winning. Kiros ends up winning a little pot, little giant pot that, if you can touch the guy, the gunman, it's a fake gunman. It's just kind of like a little range shooter that you're not actually gonna hit or anything. But if you can touch him, you win the pot. The pot was at like 300,000 coins. We're gonna call it, or coins. I already said that. And everyone's like, "Oh my god, how the hell did she do it?" Kiros is a guy in the whole series. Don't worry, but the body he's given looks like a girl, so it's actually pretty funny as hell. It's like he even uses that to his advantage, and it does get a little awkward, but that's actually part of the charm. Then from there, there's a contest where coming up that Sharon and Kiros enter. Koichi, I don't think he enters it, but he ends up watching the whole thing. Then from there, it's just like a small little tournament. Anybody can enter. They barely make it into the registry on time. So to kind of sum up a few episodes, it's essentially a single elimination tournament where once you get killed, you're out of the tournament, and it's a one-on-one match up till to make it to the finals. Now, Sharon and Kiros, they're not exactly on good terms because Shion found out that Kiros is a guy and was kind of embarrassed in a scene. Once you see that scene, you'll understand why I said kind of embarrassed. But yeah. So, from there, they end up fighting in the final round of their division block, which just basically ends up, I'm going to say, a draw. Then there's the top 20 people. Actually, there's 20 people in total that get brought out for the real life ranking to do match off where they can get they can basically find out where they can basically face off. They all start 1,000, or I think it's like 10 kilometers away from each other, so they're pretty far from each other in real life, or in video game life. Then Kiros ends up killing, or I think he fights like one person, then he finds Shion. Shion's already knocked off, I believe like 1 or 2 people by this time. There's a few other characters that I'm not really gonna say their names or anything because there's not really that much. But basically, they end up Shion and Kiros end up running into each other, and they start working together. Death Gun ends up popping up uh, going after going after one guy after uh, there's two guys who are fighting. Death Gun ends up sniping one guy who he stuns. Then he pulls out the pistol, which is why he goes by Death Gun, which is the exact same pistol Shion used to kill the one guy from her childhood. And this, I'm not saying you'll figure out who this person is, just in general by what I'm saying, but maybe, or you'll watch it and find out. Then Death Gun ends up killing the one guy that he shot with a stun, which stunned him. And yeah, essentially, the guy dies in real life. They're trying to figure out. They don't explain how he does it for a while. Then they end up kind of getting away. They went to the city. It's a big area, so they were kind of in like a mountain area with a bridge for the last part. Then they went to the city. Death Gun shows up. Shion gets sniped by Death. Actually, no. Yeah, it was Shion who gets sniped by Death Gun, I believe, or it might have been Kairos. No, it was Kairos who got sniped by Death Gun. No, it was Shion. Sorry, it's been a little while since I've watched this. Shion ends up getting sniped by Death Gun, who it just kind of paralyzes her because of the sniper rounds that he's going with, and Kairos ends up saving Death Gun's life, or not Death Gun's life. No, Shion's life. Death Gun has no reason to be saved. Then they end up getting away. They kind of stay in a cave for a while. They get down to the point where it's just there's like 4 guys left. Kairos ends up going after Death Gun. Shion goes after the other guy who I'm blanking on, who I guess won the last basically big championship game. And yeah. Then basically Death Gun gets killed. Death Gun and the other guy both get killed in the game. Shion and Kairos are the only ones left, and they figured out a way to make it a draw. Then from there, they log out. Death Gun in real life is actually at Shion's place, or it comes to Shion's place and tries to kill Shion. Kairos ends up showing up a little bit later because he got her address. Oh yeah, if anybody's wondering about Asuna, she's not really in this. She's kind of like just in the background, watching it from the other game that they're mainly on. Then from there, they end up. Kairos ends up saving Shion's life. You find out who Death Gun is, and yeah, it's basically over. Now, all I'm gonna say is, I'm kind of giving like just a summary of how the show went, like keeping it, like generally like this is what happened, but I'm not getting into too much detail so that way you guys can't enjoy it. But it was fucking amazing. I, for the most part, went through and watched it in one sitting. I loved it. I want the Japanese release. I will not watch this in English, just because there's some things where it's like if I start the show in English, I hate going to Japanese. But if I start the show in Japanese and go to English, it's like it's not the same. There's like how Curb did the sub versus dubbed thing, which I might do something similar to that later on in another vlog, but not tonight. But yeah, no. So the first half of the show, which is available right now, is amazing. We have to wait till I'm gonna say sometime on the 8th, which isn't for or 8th or 9th, I will be able to watch the next episode, which they basically there's a small little arc on AOL, ALO, not AOL, um, which is the one from the end of season 1, the second half, which they're playing through, which is really cool. But yeah, no. So Sword Art Online season 2, Sword Art Online 2, the first half of the season was amazing. Honestly, I don't remember what I thought of Sword Art Online or Sword Art Online because it's been a while since I've watched it. I actually want to go back through and watch it again. I just kind of jumped on this just because I'm like, I'm curious to see what they did. Because I remember I did like Sword Art Online, but I just hadn't watched it in such a long time. I didn't know. But it's been pretty amazing. I'm really glad I sat through and watched it. It's been a couple weeks, and I wasn't vlogging at the time. But yeah, no, it's something that I would recommend if you want to go through and watch something that's actually really good. That's an MMORPG kind of style, because or it's a VR MMORPG, which means virtual reality uh multi-massive player or multi MMO. Oh, it's massive multiplayer online. Okay, so virtual reality massive multiplayer online role-playing game is what the hell that stands for. But yeah, so it's a good game. It's a good anime to go watch. I would recommend it if you want kind of more of an run and gun. Well, yeah, it is kind of run and gun anime. I enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it so far. And yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing the show. And yeah, so I think that's about it, guys. The first half's really good. The second half, I'll probably do another vlog on after it gets finished. And yeah, we'll see what goes on. Okay, guys. I hope you enjoyed going over the whole Sword Art Online first half. Okay, guys, peace.